This is KTVO's Good Morning Heartland.
Good morning. It's now time for our entertainment segment, which means we're talking movies with Kit Alvanzado, and today we are reviewing Divergent.
That's right.
So tell us a little bit about Divergent. What is it about?
Well, it's a little bit of a long-winded story, so I can't go too in-depth without giving away any spoilers, but basically it takes place in the pretty distant future, about 100 years in the future, and the world has kind of recovered a little bit from this huge war that they don't really go into too in-depth at all. Society's evolved into this dystopian-like society where everything's divided into factions, so it basically encourages conformity. So these five factions you have, like the Dauntless, it's more of a warrior aggressive class, and then you also have the Amity, which is more of a happy, free farmer type of society. So it's all kind of encouraging, like I said, that cookie cutter society. So basically, the lead in this movie is, her name is Triss, and she basically takes a test. It's similar to Hunger Games in that these younger adults are kind of recruited in essence. And she has this choosing ceremony, and she takes a test prior to the choosing ceremony that basically says, hey, this is what faction you should go in. So after taking that test, they realize that she's actually what they call divergent, and that she doesn't fall into any faction. And in a conformist type society, that's actually a dangerous thing. When you don't fall into any sort of category, you being different.
They want to get rid of the divergence.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay.
The elite class, the erudites, the intellectuals in this movie are the actual ones that are trying to get rid of the divergence, because they're the variables.
Yeah, which the leader is played by Kate Winslet, right?
That's right, yeah.
How does she do in that movie?
She does a great job. You know, it's kind of weird seeing Kate Winslet in more of a villain type role, because you usually see her as sort of a heroine or sort of like a lead in a drama piece. But seeing her play a different type of character kind of shows her versatility a little bit too. So she did a great job in terms of portraying a villain, because you really hate her like throughout the movie.
So let's talk about the scenes and the CGs and stuff. So obviously it's supposed to be in the future.
Yep.
Do you feel like you're in the future? Do you feel like this is possibly something that could happen in 200, 300, 400 years from now?
I mean, something that could happen. I mean, it's something that's been almost prophesized or talked about in books. You know, going back to Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451, that famous novel talking about a conformist type society. So it's always kind of been prophesized as something that could happen, but I don't think. Knowing what we know now, it will never go that way. But it's still, the movie does a great job in kind of putting you in that environment. So it's realistic enough. And in terms of the CGI, there really isn't any CGI at all. It's all very just really well choreographed action scenes, and it's really well acted. That's one thing I want to stress. Shailene Woodley, the lead in this, does a great job in terms of portraying the emotion, because she just does, you know, it's that inner teenage angst. You know, she plays that young kind of naive type of person that doesn't really know who she is or who she will become. So that's kind of what the theme of this whole movie is, trying to find out your identity and saying, hey, it's okay to be different. It's not promoting the cookie cutter conformist society. Everyone's different, and that's what's beneficial.
Does it keep you on the edge of your feet?
Yeah, it does for the most part. I mean, it's not necessarily a thriller or suspense thriller. It's more of like an action, kind of a drama piece a little bit, but it's still well paced to where it picks up. So it's a great movie. I was really surprised. I was really pleasantly surprised. I came in with some bad expectations.
I was going to say, because I asked you yesterday and you said, we'll see. And then I asked you and you said it was really good.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised.
All right. So out of 5 stars, what are you giving it?
I'll give it 4 stars. The only reason I give it 4 stars is because it dragged out a little bit towards the middle. I think they could have cut it down about 30 minutes or so, but it's still a great movie, really well acted. Overall, great movie, 4 stars.
All right. Thanks for that. We'll be right back.